Good morning and welcome to Mormon Times. The kidnapping of 2 Latter-day Saint missionaries in Russia made international news headlines. Happened 14 years ago and included negotiations by then President Clinton and Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. Well, for years, the 2 missionaries never talked publicly about what happened to them. But today, they tell about their miraculous story of faith.
20-year-old Andrew Lee Propst from Oregon and 20-year-old Travis Robert Tuttle from Arizona disappeared from the town of Saratov, Russia.
The Mormon Church is asking its members in the Mid-Willamette Valley to pray and fast for Propst and Tuttle's safe return.
From the beginning, I tried to focus on the kidnappers. Those guys had the most physical control, the most mental control over the situation.
Senator Gordon Smith fears for the lives of 20-year-old Andy Propst of Lebanon and 20-year-old Travis Tuttle of Gilbert, Arizona.
A demand was given to the Mormon Church. 2 of their missionaries would be harmed, if not killed, if a ransom of $300,000 was not paid.
I had no hope of ever walking out of there alive.
Smith met with President Clinton, urging his staff to pressure the Russian government into finding the young Mormon missionaries.
They assured me that they will continue to do as much as they possibly can to focus on the situation.
Family members tell us church officials and the FBI are in Russia ready to negotiate with the kidnappers.
My fear of death grew, especially as the situations grew more dim.
One of the things that was really bothering me was, some little things that, just little white lies that I might have swept under the rug. And it seemed like those things were coming back to haunt me. And I was really worried that if I do die right now, if this is the end, are those going to be the things that keep me out of the presence of God?
The family says it's their strong faith in God that's getting them through this trying period.
There came a point where we tried to escape.
We spent a lot of time going over a number of different scenarios and escape plans to try to get the best odds in our favor to get out of there alive.
The whole thing was, I throw the sheet over his head and then bear hug him.
I'm up out of bed. Bam. It was a very intense, adrenaline-packed couple of hours.
We didn't rush into this. We had time. We prayed. We were fasting. But I was never in more of a situation where I could receive the Holy Ghost or a message from the Lord than in that situation.
In that moment when Andy was standing up there with the sheet and I'm supposed to call the guy in, I've never been so scared all my life.
So I was standing on the edge of the bed. I was the mouthpiece to start this sequence. Seconds before I called the guy in there, it felt like I was physically pushed to the ground. Something else was there. I was just overwhelmed with the tingly feeling, and I felt like I was beside myself. And I didn't have anybody tell me anything. There was no whisper, but I knew without a shadow of a doubt that we were there for a purpose, and the purpose was beyond the both of us.
We came to the determination that we weren't going to escape. I relaxed, I calmed down, I felt at peace. I felt at peace with myself, I felt at peace with the decision, and I was 100% okay with dying at that point.
I can't say I had a vision for good, or I immediately knew that we were going to get out of there alive. But what I can say is that I knew that we were being used as a tool, a very dull tool in the Lord's hand for good.
In the beginning, it was very much a me conversation. Save me, help me, get me out of here. And it changed to help the other people around us, let them be okay with what's going on.
Once we were able to submit to the will of the Lord, it was like a box. The box opened up, and we could see that the Lord softened their hearts, and they let us go.
In that week, Andy and I felt the lowest we could possibly feel. We're looking death right in the face, and there's a pretty good chance that we're not going to walk away from this alive, to the greatest joy that you could ever feel.
Well, if I could go back to my younger self before that incident happened and had a chance to say something to myself, I would say, hey, you're going to go through a traumatic experience. You have all the tools to make it through.
Just use the tools that you were given, and you'll be fine.
Propel Pictures is developing a feature film called Rescue by the Hand of the Lord. It's based on the true story of these two missionaries. For more information on this project, you can go to propelpictures.com, and we'll have a link to their website on our website at mormontimestv.ksl.com. Well, for